Have you ever felt like you just weren't good enough? Like you were a failure? Like you had let down the people that meant the most to you? Well, the show I just finished watching, the main character feels this way 3 different times throughout the show. I'm talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender. I just finished watching the animated show for the first time, and while it may have concluded 3 years before I was born, still, I found this show to be incredible. And today I'm going to be looking at the main character and 3 of the main story points that I think are the most important for him. We're going to be looking at his feelings of inadequacy, why those came about, and how he ended up overcoming them, and why the end of the show and his decisions there really tie off the loose ends of these plot points. So first off, we're going to start off in season 1 with his feelings of failure because he ran away from his responsibility. As the Avatar, his job was to protect everyone, and right after he found this out, he couldn't handle the news. He ran off. We see this in his flashbacks. What happens while he's gone? All of the airbenders, except him, are massacred, and he feels so much guilt for this. He enters the Avatar state and almost kills his new friends because of the amount of guilt and sadness he feels for this. And while he knows that it's not really his fault, even as the Avatar, at that point, he's not fighting off an entire army of firebenders. And yet, he still feels his feelings of guilt because it's called survivor's guilt. It happens to many people all over the world. It's easily seen in stories and in real life. And Aang, the Avatar, has these feelings of survivor's guilt, and it's not something that can easily be overcome. The symptoms of not being stuck in his guilt, not being stuck in the Avatar state, that can be overcome, and Katara helps him to do that. She helps pull him out of that and directs him on a new path. So how does he overcome this moment of feeling his failure? He looks forward. How can I fix this? By defeating Fire Lord Ozai. How do I do that? By learning bending. He looks forward. That's how he overcomes it the first time. Now we're going to look at his second failure. His second failure was when he died. In Ba Sing Se, at the end of season 2, he dies. He's struck by Azula's lightning and he dies. And while he's healed by Katara and water from the spirit fountain in the North Pole, he still struggles with this failure because yet again, the world needed him and he let them down. He entered the Avatar state. What else could they have asked from him? But still, he failed. The world thinks he's dead. They think that they've lost everything they've fought for the past 100 years. Aang can't handle this. He's ready to go and face the Fire Lord now, because how did he get over his feelings of failure last time? By understanding that he needed to go defeat the Fire Lord to make up for that. And now he's in an even worse place because he believes that he's putting his friends in danger by his failure. So what is his solution? It's the same one, to go defeat the Fire Lord, but this time he doesn't lean on Katara. He says, I'm doing this by myself. And he fails because he's hurt and he's broken and he can't do this on his own. He's never been able to do it on his own. So how does he overcome his feelings of failure in this moment after dying literally at Ba Sing Se? By leaning on his friends and having them help him defeat the Fire Lord. Again, he turns his eyes forward to the future, to defeating the Fire Lord. So now we move on to Aang's third moment of failure. The third time that he feels he's inadequate, he's not good enough, and he's letting everyone down. And this is when he is unwilling to kill the Fire Lord. This conflict inside him is so great, but he doesn't have time. He can't just sit and meditate until he comes to a moment where he says, fine, I can do this. He's not willing to change his morals. And that's what makes him a hero and not an anti-hero. That is what makes Aang the best Avatar of the avatars that we see. He stands by his scruples, he stands by his morals, and he will not bend those for anything or anyone, despite all of the previous avatars telling him to kill Fire Lord Ozai because it would free the world. And that would be justice. The amount of people that Fire Lord Ozai has murdered justifies his defeat by a harbinger of justice, which is Avatar. The Avatar's job is to hold the nations in check, in balance. Fire Lord Ozai oversteps that balance, and thus it is Aang's job to defeat him. But Aang believes that all life is sacred, and it is. So he searches for a way to defeat Fire Lord Ozai without killing him. And this time, he doesn't overcome it by looking to his defeating of Fire Lord Ozai. Instead, he finds a different way. Instead of doing what everyone else has told him to do, Aang forges his own path and learns how to bend someone else. He removes Fire Lord Ozai's bending from him. And this, really? This is Aang's moment. This is when his arc is completed. It's not when he kills Fire Lord Ozai. It's when he forges his own path and doesn't walk the way that others have set for him. It's when he is willing to stand by his beliefs and not someone else's. I've been Judah Eyler. You've been watching True V Radio. Subscribe if you liked the video. I've got more Avatar videos coming soon. Farewell, friends.